This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. Go to bigheadsmedia.com for more great podcasts.
Welcome to the Green Day special.
Welcome to the Green Day special.
Have we blown it too early?
Oh, I always blow it too early.
Have we blown the what's another phrase? Have we split the chips too soon?
No,
it don't work at all, does it?
No.
Have we eaten the chips too soon? They're
yeah.
all hot.
Oh, I've got indigestion. It's 2004. Welcome,
Hello, mates. Welcome
to the 21st Century Breakdown. What is that?
We count down the best singles and albums of the last 20 years. We've done 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003. Here we are, all the way back to 2004. We've got a lot of treats in store for you. It's a green day today, eh?
It's actually a Monday,
Winky
so it's Blue Monday.
But I'm blue because I'm leaving today.
I'm feeling green.
I'm a bit blue. You feeling green?
Yeah.
Because you've eaten some dodginess.
Yeah.
You got quite ill last week, didn't you?
Yeah, last Monday.
It was coming out of all. You were like a human sprinkler,
I had
weren't
green,
you?
I had brown, I had yellow.
Oh, all the colours of the rainbow.
It was coming.
You were LGBT friendly.
Yeah, my food poisoning was very much inclusive of all holes.
And you don't know. Yeah, new or man-made.
Yeah.
You don't know how you got it though. You don't know how you got food poisoning, do you?
Well,
probably from food, but
I think it might have been from a rogue Domino's.
Oh no!
Don't want that.
Dirty.
Don't want that. But
well,
2004.
Let's bring it to something
I didn't
nicer.
have food poisoning.
No, what were you up to in 2004?
So 2004.
You got a better memory than me for things in your childhood.
It was
slightly less trauma.
It was. I was going into the second year of secondary school.
You've done the first year. You're feeling good about it.
And by this point, I had started playing guitar.
Oh yes.
And I'd started sort of writing songs and
nice
playing with other people and things like that. So
we've spoken about that on previous pods.
What
your teacher called the home and said, "This guy's got skills.
Yeah,
this guy's got talent."
That did happen. Yeah,
and that was the beginning.
What age did you start playing?
I was probably 13 when I started playing drums.
Yeah,
so little later.
You probably would have started this year though. I think.
This year, or would have been just towards the back end of this year.
Yeah,
because we'll talk about inspiration a little bit later on.
And I think I might have started this very year, with me being just slightly older than you, older and wiser.
Oldest in the year. I was the youngest in the year.
There you go.
There we are, poles apart. Literally, I went to school in the South Pole.
Yeah, and I was good at pole vault.
You were? Why didn't you take that up as a career, mate?
Yeah.
That's weird, isn't it?
2004 then.
Bit of news then, bit of context, mate.
For those of us
in
the UK, biggest story of the year.
Go on.
Bloody couple blokes dress up as Batman.
Yeah.
They rush into the Buckingham Palace.
Okay.
Yeah. Where old Queenie lives.
Yeah.
Fathers for Justice.
Oh, remember them? Are they still going?
Probably. I mean, there's lots of fathers that don't have access to their kids.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
So that happened this year.
Fathers for Justice, yeah. Wasn't so hot on the third album.
Yeah.
So they got in to protest not getting visitation rights?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Things like that, yeah.
So it's very, very famous kind of...
Where is she? Who? My daughter. Something like that.
Is that Liam Neeson?
I was doing Liam Neeson as Batman.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know who you are.
Bush wins the second term.
I will kill you. Carry on. Bush wins the second term.
Yeah. Bush is re-elected after the
Neeson.
success of the Iraq War the year previous.
The success. Yeah. Backed by public demand. Yeah. Liam Neeson should have took him down, eh? Should have taken him down.
Yeah.
One of those.
It's the Olympics in Greece.
Started on my birthday, I believe, August the 13th.
Did it?
It did, yeah.
Nice.
I mean, that's basically where the Olympics started, was in Greece. So it's come back home again.
It's come full circle.
Greasy men chucking poles about.
I'm not sure that's quite what Greece...
No, that's what I was doing in 2004.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Bit of TV news from this year.
Go on. Big time TV
TV
news.
news.
Come on. I'm going to cry.
Friends ends.
Good rhyme. In
this year.
Yep.
with and I was looking into this
Go on.
earlier. So
What, the telescope you're holding?
I was looking right into it.
Yeah, into the neighbour's garden.
I was looking at my friends.
Yeah.
And I thought,
They're not your friends,
I'd like to fucking end you.
Sorry?
The second most watched TV finale of all time.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
After Sopranos?
No. You
EastEnders.
would. Do you know what? If you could guess it, I'd give you all the money to my name. If you could guess it within, I don't know, within 30 guesses, I would have never have guessed.
The biggest finale?
Yeah. The most watched finale, I think it's in US TV.
Oh, Lord. Mork and Mindy.
No. It's actually,
I
of
don't
the
know where to
20
start.
most watched TV shows in US history, it's the only one that isn't a Super Bowl.
Oh, Lord. You know what? I don't know.
It's the finale of MASH.
Well, MASH was beloved.
Yeah, in 1983, I think. Had over
Wowza.
100 million people view it.
Who'd have thought a show about potatoes could even run that long?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Did you ever have Smash? The instant mash?
No.
Did you not?
No.
I had it.
I
It was okay.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't okay.
It wasn't. No. That's
No.
something I'd think about stockpiling should the end of the world
Smash.
happen. Smash.
Why would
yeah.
you stockpile shit stuff?
Oh, yeah. That'd be annoying, wouldn't it? Why
yeah.
not pick a higher brand?
Friends, I think it hit about 55, 60 million. Something like that. It's huge.
Wow. Well,
Huge.
A little bit like this podcast, but...
Well, yeah. We do.
How you feel about the Friends get together?
Yeah.
Which everybody marketed as a new episode. It isn't. It's just a documentary.
No. Yeah,
It's like a special.
I think it's it's an unscripted, some unscripted thing.
Just a chat, innit? It's a special about
don't know
the
what
30
it'll
years
be.
or something.
It's going to be
20 years.
strange.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
Because they were all like, oh, it's coming back. And we're like, what? Another thing? Not really.
Not really.
Okay. Nobody knows
Sort
what
of,
it is.
but not really.
Yeah, not sure about that one.
Yeah. Any more news from that year? Any big events?
Well, Edvard Munchs' iconic painting, The Scream, is stolen from the museum in Norway.
Right.
The art museum in Norway. Yes.
Right.
Stunned visitors at the Munch Museum in Norway watch as
Right.
armed robbers pull the Scream. You know the Scream, obviously.
Okay. Yeah.
The painting.
Right.
Woo!
That one.
They pull that and another painting called Madonna. Maybe she wasn't on tour at that
Not
point.
quite as good.
Pull them off the wall. Escape in a
painting.
car. Museum said among the most valuable, worth say 19 million and like another 10 million together for those two paintings that were stolen.
Armed robbers.
Armed
Took
robbers
it.
break in, knew what they were going for. Whoops! Out the door.
Right.
Everybody screamed. They went, that's ironic.
It's ironic.
Yeah.
Did
you believe that? That's probably the best news of the year.
What's was it returned?
Well, it must have been. I didn't look that far.
No,
No.
definitely not.
Maybe it's never been returned.
Maybe not.
Did you see that fake picture going around a little while back of the Scream? And they go, oh, if you look closer, it actually looks like a dog with long, big ears.
Right.
But then, like the face. But that was just because someone had done a slight redo and made it look like a dog.
Right.
But everyone was going, how have we not seen that it's a dog
oh
all
my
along?
God, it's a dog.
That's because it's not a dog.
Yeah.
Not everything is fake, but
No.
it is. Or not everything is not what it seems. Sometimes it just is. It's a little head screaming.
Yeah.
We've all seen one.
Really cool photo.
Very
photo.
Visceral,
Painting even.
terrifying
Very
actually.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but there we are.
Big films from that year.
Go on.
Highest grossing films: Shrek 2.
Good film.
Ish.
Good film.
Yeah.
Funny.
Nothing. It's okay. Shrek 1. Yes.
Yeah.
Shrek 2. Yes. Shrek 3.
Oh yeah. I think one's the
Not
best.
for me.
2's okay, and 3 is you're going downhill.
Yeah. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yes, classic, of course.
And
Is that the third in the
Spider-Man.
series, Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2 from that year. One film that I love from that year,
Mm-hmm.
Collateral.
Yeah.
Love that film.
Good.
Any films from that year that you love?
I haven't really written any down. I mean, you got Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun
Got
of the
down.
Dead.
That's one of my favourite films of all time. I think that is.
Love that.
Love Edgar Wright. So, quote that almost every day.
Every day.
Yeah, just to myself in the mirror.
Right.
Yeah. There's no I in team, but there is an I in pie, as in meat pie.
Right.
Meat is an anagram of team. I don't know what it means. Carry on.
Well, anything else before we move on to our favourite singles?
A bit of music news.
Go on, hit me.
Janet Jackson's breast was exposed
Oh,
during the Super Bowl performance.
yes, that was that one.
That was a mistake.
Yeah,
It weren't. It weren't a mistake.
It was definitely.
Let's be honest.
Was it her and Justin?
Her and Justin, yeah.
Yeah.
He went, oh, I don't know what happened. I accidentally ripped off that Velcro pad around your breast. We've all been there. Whoops.
Whoopsie.
Yeah, that was very controversial because it was sort of nudity before the watershed.
Yeah.
But was it nudity?
Yeah.
Free the nipple, I say.
Mm.
Pavarotti gave his last performance in an opera.
Oh.
Very sad. Now you're going to do your Pavarotti for me now. Here we go. And action. No, not when he's dead. Do Pavarotti when he's alive.
No, I was doing the dead version.
Okay. Wow. Wow. And he got the beard.
Thank you.
Everybody died this year.
Right.
Going back to our normal feature, who's dead this week?
Right.
Just death.
Yeah.
Just death and isolation. Ray Charles died. Marlon Brando died.
Oh.
Ronald Reagan had a funeral.
Yes. Yeah. Reagan died.
Dimebag Darrell, who was shot and killed on stage.
Oh, was that this year?
I believe so.
Awful.
Yeah.
With
Crazed fan.
Damage Plan, wasn't?
Yes.
He was-
Yeah.
Was they called Damage
A
Plan?
little club gig, wasn't it?
And of course, yeah. Wow.
So-
and now we don't have Vinnie Paul with us anymore either.
I know. Yeah. All the legends.
So
They're probably jamming around in hell. They went to hell.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hell's got all the best music.
Oh yeah.
Hendrix, Dimebag, Randy Rhoads, bloody John Entwistle,
He's there
Vinnie Paul,
with his whistle.
Keith Moon.
Keith's there.
Who's fronting that? Freddie. There you go.
Freddie, yeah. Was Freddie be in hell? I'm sure some people think he would be.
I can't think why.
No. But yeah, so some ups and downs, but quite a sad year for music, actually.
Quite a sad year.
You know, but we're going to bring it back up with our favourites, aren't we?
Yeah, ironically, a sad year for music, but
Incredible year for
incredible
music.
year for music.
Exactly. Start with singles, shall we?
Let's start
Let's
with...
do a brief review of some of the hot 100 in the charts.
Yeah, I mean, this year is of...
It's insane.
We seem to say it every year that we've done this, but this is truly the first year where I started prepping for it and thought, Jesus, how the hell are we going to do this?
I know.
Okay. Pop singles.
Pop singles hit it.
Big ones. You got Milkshake Khalees.
Apparently she's actually opening a milkshake bar. Have you heard about
Brings
this?
all
Apparently.
the boys to the yard, does it?
Yeah, it does. It's better than yours.
Is she? I'd like to...
What does it refer to? Come on. Let's put this to bed. What does milkshake refer to in this song?
Well, it's something gross, isn't it? Probably.
Come on.
It's...
Say it.
Is it vaginal leakage?
I think that's the band Dimebag Darrell was playing in before he was shot and killed. Could well be, mate. Or it's just an innocent song about milkshake. You decide.
Maybe. Hopefully the milkshake isn't toxic.
Okay. I'll give you food poisoning. By Britney.
Britney Spears.
I heard the demo of that sung by one of the songwriters. It's on YouTube, and it's interesting to hear how they put it together before they gave it to Britney.
Right.
From kind of a nerdy song perspective. But she sings it like Britney, basically.
Right.
But it is on there. Can't remember her name, which is annoying.
But
it's on there. Great song. Really, really good pop song.
Yeah. You got...
good video as well. She was like in a plane, wasn't she?
Yes.
Or something?
Yeah. Talking of yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's Usher.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure how people make money from a song that just says yeah multiple times.
Yep.
But it seems to all be in our collective consciousness. So.
Oh yeah. He used to work in a cinema, didn't he?
Usher. Yeah.
He was an Usher.
Yeah. Left outside alone.
What is called out here? The human equivalent of a saxophone.
Here.
Anastasia. What a voice.
We're left outside alone.
She goes, Eugenia Pavarotti again. She's sort of everybody's mother. Always wore glasses, big old sunglasses.
Yeah.
She's good.
Crazy voice for a woman. Because she's a man.
Sorry?
Because she's a man.
Crazy voice for a woman.
Well, no, just the low.
No, amazing range.
So low.
For a woman.
For a woman.
For a woman. Yeah, great. Great song. Great voice.
Getting a little bit more into, higher, I would say, better music.
Whoa, I got loads of pop to go, sir. You've missed a ton here, mate.
Take Your Mama.
Come on,
Scissor Sisters.
No. Well, yeah, that's there. That's
great.
there.
They were so good.
There's a little bit of the end of the 90s, noughties kind of R&B, sort of clubby. Everything's mashing together. Everybody's sampling everyone, such as
Hit Me.
Take Me to the Clouds Above, LMC.
Right.
With U2.
Yeah.
Baby Cakes, Three of a Kind.
Right.
Baby Cakes, you just don't know. Remember that?
No.
Call on Me.
I remember that.
Remember that one?
Eric Prydz. Do you remember the
graphic video?
Yeah.
Talking of vaginal leakage.
It's a bit of a funny story about that. I was at an old job of mine that I had a manager that was a lady, bit of a bitch actually, massive bitch, and
for a woman,
and obviously whenever I think of that song, or anyone our age thinks of that song, especially guys, they think of that video. And we were going around the room and let's all add a song to the playlist.
Sure.
Add this one. The old manager, I'd like Call on Me, Eric Prydz.
Yeah.
And we go, and then instantly the image
happened.
Her
you had to leave the room
in the lycra.
You nearly dropped your shatterproof.
I did, yeah.
A few more. Estelle, remember
Pelvic
Estelle?
Thrusts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, do they have a song in the chart?
Estelle, yeah,
remember
I know
Estelle?
her, yeah. Yeah.
Natasha Bedingfield, Unwritten.
Nice.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
Good
song.
Good. Katie Tunstall, good year for her.
Oh, I like
Suddenly
her.
I See, Black Horse and the Cherry Tree.
Suddenly I see.
Still a big mix. There's some more of the kind of the singer-songwritery thing breaking through.
I remember she performed at the Brit Awards.
Yes.
In a pair of tight trousers that were like very thick black and white pinstripe. I thought, bloody hell, you're cool.
You look cool,
Yeah.
alternative and that.
Katie.
She performed at, I believe, Bowood House and Gardens, which is a reference only maybe me and Kenny will understand, which was in, near Chippenham, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I could sort of hear her from my house, like in the
Really?
distance.
Right.
Yeah. It's a true story.
You put your ear to the window.
Does that sound like pinstripe
Is that a
tights?
Katie Tunstall I can hear?
Probably.
A wild Katie
Turnstile.
So
yes, lots of pop.
Lots of
poppy
But
pop.
let's get on to the real good
Like
stuff.
Lamar, If There's Any Justice.
That's a good song.
That is a great song.
Yeah.
His only good song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Piercing eyes, Lamar.
Does he? Really
Piercing
he really
eyes.
looks at really.
He loves it.
Yeah.
He looks right through
He looks right through you.
into
You get lost in his eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vaginal leakage, that's what he calls it.
Lamal. Is that him?
That sounds like a cream you might use for
Yeah. It does, doesn't it? For you.
Lamal.
I thought Anusol was a joke cream from a sitcom, but it's real. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
They got away with that for
Anal
years.
Sol.
Anusol.
Anus
hole.
I've got a tube of anal sol.
Have you?
In my cupboard.
Yeah. You brush your teeth with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're always
Just for
talking
you.
shit, ain't you?
Boys.
Right.
Lonely by Akon. Is that what you're going to say next?
Yes.
Lonely.
Yeah. How many pop songs have you got from this
Gwen
year?
Stefani, What You Waiting For? Remember
Right.
that? What
Good.
you waiting for?
I like Gwen Stefani.
Classic year for pop. But move on. Let's move on to better music, like you said.
There. Okay. Right. I'm just going to drop all.
Hit me.
There's so
Drop
many.
the names
Right.
now. And
Can you imagine? All these songs came out this year.
Go on.
Take Me Out by Franz Ferdinand.
Yeah.
Okay. She Will Be Loved.
Maroon
Harder
5,
and Harder to
yeah.
Breathe. Maroon 5.
Yeah, yeah.
Run. Snow Patrol.
Okay. I
Played
thought that
at
was the year before. Maybe it went over. Not
Played
sure.
at loads of people's weddings and funerals.
Yeah. It takes a classic spot in the popular sitcom Gavin and Stacey.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
5 Colours in Her Hair, obviously That Girl McFly.
Yeah, brilliant album. Brilliant album.
Love that album.
May come into play later on.
Oh, okay.
Whoop, whoop,
All right.
whoop, whoop, whoop.
Golden Touch, Razor Light.
That one.
And then a couple of other ones that we won't mention because they might come in later. Are You
Yep.
Gonna Be My Girl by Jet?
Definitely
Hounds
charted
of
this
Love,
year.
Decent Days and Nights by Future Heads. I mean, that's just the indie.
That is silly, isn't
Can
it?
you imagine Golden Touch, Take Me Out, other ones that we won't mention that we'll come on to later.
There's such a variation in music releases this year.
Are You Gonna Be My Girl coming out the same year?
There is something for everyone again in this year. And as we go further on, I have a terrible feeling that there won't always be something for everyone.
Yeah.
But there really was it was just a massive hot pot. Just everything is there.
And also those songs were all huge in the chart.
Yeah. There was no
the
bias.
The charts must have been incredible this year.
I don't think I truly respected it.
No.
As much as I do now, looking back, how lucky we were to grow up with such varied musical, sounds and ideas. Really, I think it's formed the basis of what we listen to now. Is that we're so varied. Just look at the playlist that you can find on Spotify under the 21st Century Breakdown RRUP, and it's pretty varied, man. There's a lot of stuff on there. Yeah. So. Yeah, just a couple of lucky boys.
Any mainstream indie stuff that you want to
not
hit?
Indie so much, a bit of rock, but I think we're probably going to cover the same rock. But I had down Jimmy Eat World, a song called Pain. They were doing some good stuff. Vertigo by U2.
Oh,
classic.
Okay, great.
Slither, Velvet Revolver.
Yes, amazing. You had In the Shadows by the Rasmus.
Oh, wow. I loved that album.
The Shadows.
So much. Yeah.
Another one of those, a bit like 2003, talking about Evanescence.
What's that album called?
Placebo.
Dead Letters.
Yeah, Dead Letters. Yeah,
used to love it. Went back and listened to it. Not as good.
Yeah, that kind of like goth, rocky.
They were sort of him, but not as cool.
Yeah,
yeah. No, that great. I loved that album at the time.
Yeah, really good.
I used to lend it to all my mates who wanted to borrow it.
Yeah,
that's true. I would loan it out. And I got it back, which is a surprise.
Oh,
but I did get it back.
That is a surprise.
Probably in the loft somewhere.
1985, Bowling for Soup.
Yeah. They keep me down way before the runner.
There was
great.
U2.
More their comedy stylings, but just fun in it. Just fun in it.
Just a bit
mate.
of fun. Some
tracks
from
metal.
Some tracks that aren't gonna make it on to singles, but were very close. Duality and Before I Forget by Slipknot.
That's from, what's it called, Volume 3, the Subliminal Verses.
Verses.
Yeah. Great videos, great songs.
Oh, so good.
Before I Forget, it's probably still up there with one of my favourite Slipknot songs, to be honest. I know it's the obvious one, but...
Hugely.
Just great, such great fun to play drum-wise as well, really.
Yeah.
Some really interesting stuff that old Joey's doing.
Yeah, they're really, really great tracks. Personal Jesus, the cover. Marilyn,
yeah. Prefer the original, but I like this version.
Give It All, Rise Against. Pretty great.
Little left field pick. Blood Red Sandman by Lordi. I mentioned Lordi before.
Nice.
That was.
What year? How close are we getting to their Eurovision win at this point?
Close. Year before.
Yeah, was it
like
next
that?
year?
Yeah. Just a good hard rock song.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Pretty damn good for rock and metal.
Pretty good for
Pretty good for pop. Anything in hip hop?
Yeah, quite a lot of hip hop as well. You're talking the Second Streets album, of which the first one was my album of the year.
Yes, that's right.
But this one with probably their biggest hit on Fit But You Know It.
Yes, that Dry Your Eyes. Yeah, I love Dry Your Eyes.
And Dry Your Eyes as well.
Very, very good.
I'm not trying to pull you, even
though I would like to.
I think you are really fit.
You're fit,
but
my God,
don't
you know it?
Just classic street poetry.
Burger and chips. Yeah, just great. But just like we said before, it's so working class and real.
It's great,
and funny and clever and relatable. And something like Dry Your Eyes, you can sort of scoff at it, but it's kind of the perfect breaking up ballad, really.
Yeah, it's so good.
Conversational and metaphorical, and it's just all there, isn't it?
I love it.
Yeah.
Mike Skinner, legend.
There we go.
Such a good lyricist.
Yeah.
You got Drop It Like It's Hot. Came out this year as well, as if there wasn't.
Wowza.
Was more. Unless, in case you didn't need any more absolute huge bangers that lasted the test of time.
Well, the thing about Snoop, mate, we said it before, we'll say it again. A bitch is a bitch, and a hoe is a hoe. But if a man be acting like a bitch, he's a bitch ass homie.
Bitch ass homie.
All right. So,
that's
not my words.
The words of Top Gear magazine.
Anything else?
Wow. Guns don't kill people, rappers do. Goldie Looking Chain, another great comedy.
Guns do kill people, though, so that's inaccurate.
No, rabbits do.
Rabbits also kill people.
In Monty Python they do. So
if they're were-rabbits, Wallace and Gromit.
Like Toy Soldiers, Eminem. So many.
What to say?
Too
what
many.
To say? If anything, less
bloody
songs, please.
many.
Less songs, please. I said peas. Don't even like peas. Horrible.
Less peas, please.
Less peas, please.
But from out of that huge list, we somehow need to pick our 3 favourite songs of the year, our 3 best singles of the year.
It's impossible. Well, the way we've done it, and the way I've certainly done it, is if I hadn't have picked the albums that I'd have picked singles from those albums, if that makes sense. So it's all here. But I've tried to pick something that perhaps, not everyone would anticipate. I always like to, I often find that I don't always like the number 1 song of the year. I might like number 20. You know what I mean? So shall I start?
Go on, you go first.
With my 3rd favourite is First of the Gang by Morrissey.
Ooh.
A song that you might not even know.
I don't know that song.
No. Now, I've always preferred Morrissey solo to the Smiths. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I love the Smiths, but there's something about Morrissey's solo work that just speaks to me a little bit more.
Well, controversial.
It is
opinions.
controversial.
I didn't know we were doing
I know.
That other series.
It's not a slam of the Smiths.
I can't remember the name of.
Yeah. Yes.
Megaphone Mondays.
Yeah.
I didn't know we were making hot
Coming back
takes.
soon. Coming soon.
Yeah.
Watch this space.
Crikey.
Coming soon.
All right. I disagree.
I have. You don't know the song. This is the thing. You don't know Morrissey's solo work.
Leave me alone.
So, if you listen to it, you might agree. I've got more Morrissey songs than I have Smith songs. Put it that way. Yes, just a great song from You Are the Quarry. Good album. Yeah, you might know Irish Blood, English Heart. That was the first single from the same album. Yeah, just really good song. Catchy. About what it says on the tin, really. First of the Gang with the gun in his hand. He just talks about what it means to be, Irish and English and warfare and death and pain and what does it all really mean?
Basil.
Just
nice.
A really catchy song, bit punky, bit poppy.
Cool.
I think his solo work moves on from the sort of northern dirge of the Smiths of kind of depression and smoky streets and no hope. And although that's still there, there's a little bit more poetry in his solo work that I think is probably why I listen to more of that than I do the Smiths.
Wow.
But just a super catchy song. I think Enemy placed it 147 on the list of the 150 best tracks of the past 15 years.
Really?
So,
well,
worth checking out if you haven't heard it. First of the Gang to Die.
Well, I've not heard it.
Very catchy.
I will listen to it.
Yeah, you better
certain, and it'll be added on to the playlist.
Be on the playlist, of course.
Okay, my 3rd pick is going to be from probably my favourite hip-hop album of that year that had tracks like Through the Wire, Slow Jams, All Falls Down, which you'll know. Radio, and it all falls down.
Classic.
But it's going to be Jesus Walks by Kanye West. Got that that kind of gospel influence. Jesus walks, just running in the background.
Exactly gospel that.
Jesus walks.
You walk into a gospel church. Jesus walks all day long, mate.
It's kind of got that infectious kind of continuing beat that kind of rolls on. It's almost got a bit of a military sound to it. The gospel sample in the background as well. Won a Grammy for Best Rap Song that year.
Yes.
And Rolling Stone put it as the 19th best song of the 2000s. Probably one of Kanye.
Why are all our favourite songs like number 19, number 57?
Never higher than 10.
I thought it's weird, isn't it? Yeah.
Just a really, really just fantastic song, and was floated by Kanye a few times, and
it's a floater.
People wouldn't go for it because it was so braggadociously religious.
Whoa, braggadociously.
An absolute.
How many points is that on Scrabble?
Well, that would be a lot, wouldn't it? How many points is Jesus Walks on Scrabble?
I'd give it 10.
Yeah,
I'd give it a possible 10.
It's unashamedly religious, and people thought it would fail and would not get, and people said, "Oh, it's a great song, but it will never get."
Bit
played
of
on
a
the
parody,
radio.
bit of a caricature of himself, but no, people bought into it.
Yeah, and I mean, people will say about Kanye, his most recent turn into religion, as though it's some kind of crazy change, but he's been rapping about Jesus.
Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne.
That's some kind of Randy Rhoads featuring.
Randy's appeared a few times today.
But no, he's always been rapping about Jesus and his.
Always been a very religious man. Remember when he did that thing with his hair? That was
weird.
Religious. I prayed about that.
Yeah.
There we go.
So Jesus Walks, number
Lovely.
3.
Well, let's hit it. Let's hit it with 2, baby. Relevant as to Shrek 2, as we were speaking about earlier. The song "Accidentally in Love" by Counting Crows. It was in the Shrek 2 movie soundtrack. You'll know it.
Right.
So she said, "Oh, what's the problem, baby?"
Okay.
But in the top 40 hit, did really well in Ireland. It spent 10 weeks in the top 50 in Ireland.
Just in Ireland.
It was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Original Song at the 2005 Academy Awards.
Right.
Performed it at the ceremony, didn't win. It was up for Golden Globe Award, Grammy. Just a great song, really poppy, very summery. It's got one of those songs that has a real summery feel to it, which is very bright, very positive. It obviously makes me think of the film, obviously.
Yeah.
Lot of imagery in there. It's just a really pretty song, very catchy, very sing-along. I would say it's a Counting Crows' best song for me. I haven't delved too much into them. What I've heard of them, it's not really been my cup of tea, so it's one of those songs where...
Yeah, I don't know much Counting Crows.
Yeah, he dated everyone, the guy, whatever his name is. Adam Durrett. He dated crazy people. It was like Jennifer Aniston or something like that. He was with loads of celebrities. It was a strange one. He kind of moved in that circle for a while. Obviously, they covered Big Yellow Taxi and stuff like that. But, it's a sort of a one and done for me. I'm sure most Counting Crows fans will be annoyed that the one I like is the one they did for a movie. But just a super catchy song, really happy and fun and enjoyable.
Another one to check out.
Accidentally in Love, Counting Crows.
Nice. That'll be on the playlist.
You'll be bopping along, eating your ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
It's a song to eat ice cream to,
Is
and
it?
they mention ice cream in it, so...
Fantastic.
What to say?
I might have some ice cream after this.
Shall we?
That'd
be nice. Yeah. We're accidentally in love, aren't we, Matt?
I don't know about accidentally on purpose.
Intentionally on purpose in love.
Okay, my number 2. Again, it will be a single in which I've not picked the album, so therefore I've picked the single, and it's going to be "Can't Stand Me Now."
Oh yeah,
by the Libertines.
Nice.
Again, as I said, that album, self-titled, their second album and final album for many years. They split up later that year.
Wow.
And it "Can't Stand Me Now" is basically the autobiographical account of their kind of toxic love relationship of Carl and Pete. Carl and Pete,
accidentally in love.
Their kind of obsessive, jealous love of each other in a kind of non-sexual,
non-homoerotic.
Well, I don't know.
A bit
maybe
homoerotic way.
Do
your best, Pete Doherty.
Alright, Carl, what are you doing, Carl?
That is genuinely great.
That's quite good.
That is really good. Yeah. He did the head movement as well. In the studio, he did the head movement. Not many people will see that. We haven't got a studio cam yet, but we will have.
NME named it as the song of the year.
Nice.
Their favourite song of the year.
Nice. Yeah, they always were up their botties, weren't they?
NME were all about the Libertines. What became of the Likely Lads on that album as well, close to being my Libertines pick, but Can't Stand Me Now, it's got a special place in my heart. Having seen it live many times with great friends.
4 or 5 times?
It's 4.
4 times.
It's 4 times now.
Amazing.
And they split up whilst I was under drinking age, and since they've got back together, I've seen them 4 times.
You've made up for that.
I've made up for it, yeah.
Big time.
But yeah, just a beautiful kind of serenade to each other, whilst also having a really undertone of bitterness and anger and hatred.
A lot of vitriol, a lot of pain, very punky attitude in that respect. Yeah. There's a lot of pain in there, but
apparently I was reading that the harmonica outro to the song is an ode to when Pete burgled Carl's flat and stole items from his flat, and one of them was a harmonica, and that is apparently one of the reasons.
Why did that happen? Out of a kind of a angry revenge thing or something?
Well,
I don't know,
possibly. Yeah. I mean, Pete was obviously. Well, they were both very heavily addicted to drugs and drink. And
well, me and you, we're burgling each other's houses all the time. It's just one of our things.
Classic stuff.
Where's me slippers gone?
Oh, no.
Oh,
yeah,
they're mine.
Next time on the pod.
I hate you.
What are you wearing? That my slippers?
Is that my slippers? Is that my underwear on your head?
But, yeah, just one of my favourite sort of indie songs.
That got a lot of syncs in it. It was on a lot of TV programmes, I think that song was it? Yeah. Or things, I'm sure it was. Yeah. Well, lots of stuff off that album was anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, great album.
Can't stand me now.
I've picked the single instead of on the album.
Instead of, that's what you sound like.
So that's my number 2.
I'm gonna burgle your house later. You're gonna like it.
I can't wait.
You're gonna love it. Number 1, baby. We've mentioned the album Room on the Third Floor, obviously by McFly.
It's obviously.
I love that song. Second single from the debut album. Number 1 for only like 1 week, which is kind of annoying. Super simple. It's about having a crush on someone out of your league, isn't it? Remember the video? They're driving around in golf buggies. Yes, yeah. Me and you, burgling, golf buggies. Yeah. We're both out of each other's league.
Yeah.
Written by Danny Jones, Tom Fletcher, of course, and James Bourne from Busted. A lot of people don't think. They think there is a bridge between the two, but what is it? Well, they all wrote for each other. That's the bridge.
Right.
Hence McBusted. So the album itself obviously debuted number 1 in the UK album charts, which made them the youngest band with a number 1 album since the Beatles. Pretty cool. Went 2 times platinum. Obviously, I'm not going to speak so much about the album. It's more about the single, but Smash Hits Awards it won and all kinds of stuff. Lovely little acoustic open on the song. A lot of nice harmonies. Love a 2-part harmony. We both do. So a lot of that.
Sure.
I do like the sharing the co-lead, the vocal duty between Danny and Tom. Nice dreamy middle 8. Nice drum fills from Harry. Drops out everything for kind of the second to last chorus. And obviously, she's out of my league. Everyone's clapping. Just love all that. Love all that. Great. Just again, very light and summery. This was kind of a year of singles for me that were very summery and really remind me, very nostalgic year for me, I think, because I was really coming into my own and growing up and going to secondary school, and
becoming
a man, getting down the mines, and I was looking for songs that spoke to me or were escapism, and I think these ones were kind of more escapism, certainly my picks of the singles. Just very safe, very dreamy, nice upfront use of strings. I'm sure it was like Casio keyboard strings, but I like an upfront use of strings. They're not afraid to, bit of orchestration on the songs, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And the boys can play, mate. That is a great album, back to back.
Oh, it's
They
great.
can play.
It was close.
They're like a rock and roll band, a pop punk band.
Well,
for me, they've got everything there, but it's so radio friendly.
Yeah, the album is. It's sort of kind of surf pop rock.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
That Girl is possibly my favourite song. On
yeah,
the album.
That's good. I really like. She Left Me.
Yeah.
Really like that.
You quite like sad ones, don't you?
Like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Saturday Night. Is it called? Yeah.
Yeah. Surfer Girl or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, and for me,
it's just happy.
I was really disappointed with their second album, which kind of dropped the kind of surfer.
They got
rock
more
and
moody,
kind of
and I didn't need to see them moody. I think they probably thought, "What's the shelf life on this happy clappy?"
Yeah.
But they remain sort of their best songs.
Yeah, the second album had some good tunes on it, but as the album tracks were quite weak, I thought. But this album really great, and that song very
yeah,
good.
Love it. It's just so damn catchy, and lots of there's lots going on for a simple kind of 3-minute pop song. That's not just basic, colouring in. It's something. There's something more to it.
Yeah,
I like it a lot, and that's
like
my
it.
number 1.
Number 1. My number 1 is going to be it's completely different to that.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite a heavy. It's my first, I think, number one that's a truly a heavy metal pick. It's going to be
it's number one. Yeah,
End of
is.
Heartache.
Yes,
Killswitch Engage.
Good choice.
It is, for my money, one of the best vocal performances on any metal track.
Certainly on a metal album. Yeah.
Or certainly at that period, I think Howard Jones, who was at that point lead singer of Killswitch Engage,
yes,
was one of the best singers in the game.
Real soul and bluesiness to his voice.
Yeah, incredible.
Is much missed in metal.
His mix of screams and kind of emotive and melodic vocal lines, just incredible. And yeah, just effortless. I was again looking into this song when I decided it would be number one, and the other members of Killswitch have gone back and said that it was just Howard was just doing this song just with ease.
Wow,
just
he's
could
powerhouse.
Whack it out the park.
Powerhouse.
His iron lung. It was the theme song for Resident Evil Apocalypse, which hit it up the kind of charts. And
is that a respected film?
No,
not really. Is it
No,
from a game?
definitely
as well?
not.
No, that's a shame.
Definitely not. And but has a long line of metal tracks on the soundtrack.
That's right.
My Plague by
Yeah,
Slipknot being
yeah.
The main song of the first film.
That's cool. So
And
metal
this
is evil. That's
maybe,
what we're saying.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
maybe. I don't know if it's the second or the third film at this point.
Mm.
But yeah, End of Heartache. There is a clean version which has Howard sing the second verse clean with the screams.
Oh, is there?
Slightly in the background.
I'd be interested to hear that.
Which is really cool. But yeah, it's kind of metalcore at its absolute finest.
Oh, it's consistently on the playlist, isn't it? It's one of those that it's a timeless metal song, really.
Yeah.
It won't go anywhere.
Yeah,
It was
so melodic.
Perhaps a peak for one of the creative peaks of Killswitch, perhaps.
I think so, yeah. That album was very close. It had Rose of Sharon on it.
Oh yeah, good riff.
Yeah,
Is that
amazing.
the one that just starts with
Yeah.
That's how it sounds.
But yes, End of Heartache.
There we are, mate.
My
That's what I want for
number
everyone,
one.
mate. End of Heartache, mate. All right.
That's what I want.
So good luck to you, I say.
Yeah.
One
Well,
of
you're not
those,
going to get
one
End
of
of
those.
Heartache with all your moody pop
With all my
songs,
moodies,
are
they're
you?
all happy. My ones. What you like?
Yeah,
Well,
but-
apart from the one about the gang.
Yeah.
That's pretty depressing.
Yeah. All the one about the girl being out of your league.
Oh yeah.
Unrequited love.
Yeah.
All the one.
I need to do some work on myself. Should we move on to albums?
Let's.
Okay. See you in a bit.
Okay.
Let's.
Let's.
Should we
move
do
on to
Resident
albums.
Evil? Should be like about like an evil guy that lives in a block of flats. He's Resident Evil. Oh, he don't pay rent on time.
Bloody hell. He plays his music past 11 o'clock.
Oh, that's like you, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a
yeah.
giant worm coming out of his face. That's like you, mate.
Thanks, mate.
That's all right.
I
Pop
would
albums, anything
say.
good?
Mm,
We sort of mentioned them a bit, haven't we?
yeah, I mean, Girl on the thing with this is that because there were so many huge singles, a lot of the albums follow suit, apart from the ones that we've deliberately not mentioned.
Well, Scissor Sisters, self-titled, good.
Yes, yeah.
Good album by Hanson called Underneath. Keen, Hopes and Fears. Banger of an album in terms of singles. I know some of them weren't released this year, but
Yeah.
Somewhere Only We Know was, obviously. Was a potential to go in the top 3, but I think the repetitiveness of the chorus stopped me from putting it in there.
Right.
But really, real crisp album. I think they had the potential to be, not maybe aligned with Coldplay in terms of success or anything, but to be much bigger
Yeah.
than they ended up being.
Yeah, because they're just. Are they even together now?
They
Who
are,
even
although
knows?
he's done a lot more on his own, Tom. But yeah, they just kind of they stayed there, and they really should have smashed through the glass ceiling.
Boom.
They didn't. But yeah, good album.
Nice.
Kelly Clarkson, Breakaway, good album. Good singles on that.
Nice.
The song Breakaway, Since You've Been Gone. I mean, again, timeless kind of powerhouse vocals.
Yeah.
She's got a great voice. So
Really good.
and been quite consistently good albums throughout her career, actually. Divine Comedy, Absent Friends, that's a good album as well. Maybe one that not as many people will know. Kind of.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
I don't know what you'd class it as. Really, a bit kind of pulpy, a bit kind of experimental pop. Very narrative driven and bit quirky and things.
Yeah.
But some good stuff on there as well. Anything good in the indie world or the metal world?
Again, from the singles that we've mentioned, Franz Ferdinand, that whole album, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Other big singles on it as well. The whole Future Heads album, the one Hounds of Love was at the back end as the cover, but Decent Days and Nights, Liberace,
Le
Garage is it called?
He's there.
A to B, really good. The whole of the Libertines album's phenomenal as well.
Yep.
One that we haven't mentioned, Who Killed the Zootons, came out this year, which is a good album.
What's the one with Valerie on? Is it that album? It's not, is it?
No. Or is it that one?
Is it?
Not sure.
They were all over the festival.
I don't think it is this one, no.
They were playing all the festival slots.
Yeah, all of them, yeah.
Just every time I turned my TV on, there was a woman playing saxophone.
I don't mind that.
Cool.
Rock and metal, I think you've got quite a few.
Quite a lot of metal, yeah. Good Sonic Firestorm, Dragon Force, good single. My Spirit Will Go On, a good single from that. Obviously, Volume 3, Subliminal Verses, Slipknot.
Yeah.
Very big symphonic metal album Once by Nightwish, one of their biggest albums of all time, with Nemo on. Everybody had Nemo. It was on every Kerrang and Metal Hammer playlist.
Yeah.
Other good songs on it, Dark Chester Wonders is a good song, Ghost Love Score, Wish I Had an Angel. It's just, I don't like any of the Tara vocals on it. I much prefer subsequent vocalists on Nightwish tracks, so I won't ever listen to that album because I find the pseudo-operatic thing a bit awkward, a bit embarrassing actually.
Bit annoying.
But when other people sing it who are good, like the Floor, who's the latest singer for Nightwish, smashes it.
They've had a lot of singers, right?
Reinvents it, yeah. They had Annette, who's another singer previously, but yeah, Floor really smashes it out of the park. So if you want to hear songs from this album, probably listen to her sing them.
Yeah.
Alter Bridge, One Day Remains. I think that has Metalingus on it, which is
Metalingus.
You know, on this day.
Yeah, just the worst name for any song ever.
Metalingus.
Awful name.
Yep, great song. Good album.
Great
one of those bands you get every album. They're always good. The Silent Force Within Temptation, again, the kind of more symphonic post kind of Evanescence, Lacuna Coil, that more symphonic-y
Lacuna Coil.
female-fronted stuff is still creeping up the charts.
Yes, yeah. Getting popular.
So yeah, big mix of metal stuff there.
Yeah, the only ones, Siren Song for Counterculture, Rise Against, that album I give it all on, but the whole lot, a really great album. The Neon God, which is a little bit of a left field pick, so it's a Wasp 2-part album. The Neon God Part 1 and Part 2.
Just doing a Wasp impression.
Doing a Wasp. Do you know what Wasp stands for?
Will Amy stop peddling?
I wish you would.
Okay.
But it's not that.
Go on.
It's awful. We are sexual perverts.
Right. That explains why they sing about that.
Yeah, that's what it stands for. They kind of did a bit similar to their album in the early 90s, The Crimson Idol. It's kind of a rock opera, Part 1 and Part 2, called The Neon God.
Nice.
It's quite good. It's not as good as Crimson Idol or their very early stuff. Got a bit of a croaky voice.
I'm very croaky.
I'm
a wild child. Hello me.
Yeah.
How are you?
I didn't know that Blackie Lawless was here today.
He's in the room.
You bloody
and he's just gone.
Pervert.
Do you want to come? No, he's gone. See you in a bit, mate.
Again.
Oh, he's come. No, he's gone again.
He's gone.
See you in a bit,
he shows up and leaves when he wants.
Oh, he just forgot his shoes.
Okay.
Weird. Why did he even take them off?
He's just burgled them.
Sexual pervert. Probably burgled them. Where's that harmonica on the floor?
Neon God Part 1 and Part 2. Quite
Lovely.
Good. Check that out. And we've mentioned the hip hop.
We've mentioned the hip hop.
College Dropout being amazing.
Into the hop.
Grand Don't Come for Free. Streets.
Yep. Granddad come for free. Granddad.
Get
him for free.
Granddad don't come for free.
You're old.
But let's hit our three.
Let's hit that.
I would like.
Do you want to start?
The 3 picks of
our 3 favourite albums of 2004.
With the 3 songs that will be on the playlist.
Okay, go on. Please
would be
start,
good
mate.
if I had.
Please bloody start, mate.
If I'd remembered.
Okay.
To do that.
Well, do you want me to start in that case?
Go on then.
Number 3 is quite aptly 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge by My Chemical Bromance.
Yeah. Well, Yeah. When everyone said, when we said,
when everyone said,
everyone was saying 2004 is going to be a cracking year. You might be thinking, it's been good so far.
Yeah, but I haven't seen it get to crackling level.
What have we saved for this? This is one of them.
It's the albums, baby. Second studio album from My Chem. We've mentioned them before. Produced a much cleaner, tighter sound production-wise than the previous album. It's just a great, great album. Epitomised the chav versus emo war that at least happened in Wiltshire in England.
It definitely did.
Single after single. I'm Not Okay is one of my... Would have possibly made it into... Well, it would have made it into my top singles had I not picked it. Helena, The Ghost of You, some great video for that one. Then In the Trenches, great drum track as well. Almost sort of jazzy, which you wouldn't expect from a kind of an emo album. Thank You for the Venom. There's got so much going on in this album. It's punky, it's rocky, it's visceral. It's very gothic in its imagery in terms of, I think Gerard Way called it a pseudo-conceptual horror story. So, it's very much imagery and blood and guts and gunfights and evil, but never once done in a kind of corny way. There's just something real about it, damn it.
Yeah,
it's just great. Cool. It's punk, it's alternative, it's emo, it's post-hardcore. But it's melodic. You can sing along to it.
Yeah.
All really great videos back to back, which I appreciated because they could have just been them in a garage playing it, but they weren't. Just song after song on it, and it's really good to play on the drums.
It's so good.
Last album that Matt Pelissier played on, who was their previous drummer, who left because he was like, I don't really see this going anywhere. Oh dear.
Yeah. They would shortly. In a short few years,
the biggest band in the world.
Biggest band in the world with the release of the Black Parade. But this,
hell of an album. I remember getting it for the singles and being like, "Whoa, this is quite a lot going on." It took me a little while to truly see the beauty in all of it.
Yeah, same actually. I was
there's
not
standout songs.
I was not a convert.
No,
an instant convert to My Chemical Romance.
It took me to grow up a little bit alongside the album to truly absorb it.
Yeah,
but great.
And
go on.
What are we doing this year?
We're going to bloody see him, aren't we?
We're going to see him.
We don't know who's supporting him.
At one of the Milton Keynes shows.
Yes.
To see My Chemical Romance reform.
Let us know if anybody's there.
I think it's 11 years since they played the UK, 9 years since they split up.
Wowza.
And
that is going to be bloody great, mate.
Well, I can't wait. I'm crying with excitement.
Can't believe it. Queued up for tickets, didn't you, mate? I got booted out of the queue.
Yeah. Well, we missed we tried the Saturday and the Sunday, and then they released the Thursday.
Oh, the videos from the like the homecoming gig were just that was emotional.
Cannot wait.
So I'm going to pick. It is an obvious one, but I'm going to pick I'm Not Okay for the playlist because I just love that song so much, and it's about angst. And again, I found a lot in this album that spoke to me. Not that I in any way was depressed or self-harming or anything. That's now
more than.
But I just it spoke to me because I felt a little bit different, and this is what they appeal to before they ended up appealing to everyone in the world.
Yeah, literally I mean, my partner, who was never into rock or metal or emo or anything. She knows all the words to Black Parade. So they were the band that everyone loved, but this album was probably maybe prefer. I don't even know. I love Black Parade actually.
Yeah,
it's all good.
It's hard. Different iteration, different chapter, if you will, of the same book.
Yeah, absolutely. What an album.
Yeah, but it's only me number 3, mate. We've done a deep dive.
Jesus.
But yeah, check it out. I'm Not Okay is what I'm going to whack on the playlist.
Okay, nice.
But there's some more album tracks in there that people should listen to.
Okay. Number 3 for me
Rhyme
is going to be...
Oh!
You won't guess the...
The?
It is going to be... It's not an album. It is sort of album, but it's technically an EP. It's going to be Collision Course.
EP, okay.
By Linkin Park and Jay-Z.
Oh, yeah, well, of course, yeah. Still gets played now.
It's 6 tracks of mashup of...
it's a mashup.
Linkin Park songs from their first 2 albums. And
you mean Smash Up, the best mashed potato out there?
The best mashed potato. You've gone wrong.
We're sponsored. Yeah, this is a sponsored sponsored post.
why is there fucking peach in the mashed potato?
Yeah.
Where's that from?
I don't know.
Gordon's Kitchen Nightmare.
Raw.
It's raw.
Cook it.
Yeah. So a mashup of Linkin Park songs and Jay-Z songs. I mean, it's just mental. Can you imagine this happening?
Yeah, no, it's weird, isn't it? It doesn't make too much sense to me.
It was put together in about 4 days. It was all kind of re-recorded, actually. To put it together properly, they didn't just mash it up. They actually re-recorded most of it just to deliver the lines ever so slightly alongside the Linkin Park instrumentals. It's a silly, kind of big, crazy project that you couldn't imagine happening now. The biggest, possibly the biggest sort of rock group at the time, having and one of the biggest rappers of all time.
Did he approach them? Did he? Or I mean, how?
It was facilitated by MTV, and Mike from Linkin Park said that he was going to mash up some Jay-Z tracks, and then it was going to be 1 or 2 tracks, and then turned out that they liked it so much it was going to be 6, and then they went on and recorded loads. Yeah, incredible. It's the second ever EP to top the Billboard 200 and sold over 300,000 copies in the first week.
The first week?
Pretty crazy.
Wow. That is huge numbers.
It's pretty much back-to-back great. Things like Gigawatts and Faint, Izzo in the End is great. Points of Authority, 99 Problems is great. I'm going to put on just Numb/Encore, which is...
it's classic, isn't it?
Just brilliant.
Do you want more?
We were the Brooklyn Monster for one last time.
Just
I
good,
need y'all to roll.
It's hard to think of another album that has 2 iterations of the song, 2 versions of each song that are as good or equal to each other. I can't really think of other albums
it was the burgeoning emo chav war in Wiltshire.
People were confused here. What do I do?
What do I do?
Oh, it's a mashup.
I like Jay-Z, and I quite like these kind of rocky backgrounds to it.
Yeah.
And I don't mind Limp Bizkit.
It did help people embrace
like rap
new
rock.
metal and rap rock and things like that.
It was largely dead at this point.
Yeah.
04. We're looking at a couple of years earlier for things like Limp Bizkit when they were big, and Linkin Park were huge. With Hybrid Theory and Meteoria,
something like that.
But yeah, it's just a crazy 6 tracks of just silly fun
And that's good in your ears.
Comes with a DVD, which is good fun as well. They look like they had a lot of fun making it.
DVD.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So yes, Collision Course.
Lovely. Yeah, my number 2 will be a short one because it's more obscure again. But as Iron Maiden often features in our list, so does Sonata Arctica, our obscure metal pick of the day. This is interchangeable with 3 Cheers, but I think just because it was one of the first metal albums that I really liked back to back. Actually, it's called Reckoning Night. That's their 4th album. First to feature their keyboardist, so it became a little bit more orchestral. But I just think I picked them once before for I think maybe 2001 for best album. I just think in this album it's a little bit more mature. There's certainly more signs of their kind of progressive future, good arrangements, a little bit of voiceover. It's just a good metal album. Not quite as speedy as the others, which I think could put some people off. That it's also fast. There are some speed metal tracks on the album, but that's only about half the album. The other half is, some kind of acoustic ballads there. There's some a lot slower stuff on there.
Yeah, real mix.
A real mix, which is nice. Some more writing from the guitarist Ianni, which is nice as well. So it's not just 1 or 2 people writing. It's kind of the whole collective. Just one of the first big metal albums that I listened to back to back that I just thought was great. Just as I was slowly getting into metal through, I think we said before, I think it was like a Metal Hammer, like some kind of collection, collated songs of the year. And Don't Say a Word, the single off this album, was on that, along with like Dragon Force, loads of bands, Corpiclani, Fintroll. Nightwish. It was just like a packed full of all these bands that I didn't know who they were. I'd never even knew about this version of metal.
Yeah.
You know, I'd grown up on such other different stuff and some classic rock. And
Yeah, you listen to sort of Guns N' Roses, AC/DC, and suddenly you've got this sort of like...
It's like, whoa, this is a whole different...
like fantasy films mashed up with metal, dialed like at 1.5 speed.
Exactly. So this compilation really introduced me to them, and this would be my favourite album of theirs, so... I think I'm going to put the track My Celine on. I'm not going to put the single on just because don't want to.
No,
just want to put something on that's a little bit different. You know what I mean?
So this is your favourite Sonata album?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Just really good, catchy, fast, melodic, fantasy.
Yeah.
Great musicians. That's what you want. Terrible album artwork on almost all of their albums.
Almost all,
which is a shame.
Yeah.
But that goes along with most metal, to be honest.
Yeah.
But My Celine I'm going to put on because it's fast, but it's pretty, and it's actually written by the guitarist, so a little bit of a departure.
Lovely. Well, my number 2 I'm not going to talk about because...
No, well, I think we know what.
It's your number 1, and it's my number 1.
Your number 1.
But not my number 1.
It's sort of joint number 1.
It's sort of joint number 1.
But I've got the
If
notes.
I'm honest, it might
number 1.
It might not be my number 1.
Okay.
Because I actually find parts of the album not great.
Okay.
My number 1 that I will go to now and then let you
I shall talk it over.
let you splurge.
Yep.
My number 1 is going to be Hot Fuss.
Whoa, the movie with
By-
Simon Pegg and Nick Frost.
Not that one.
Oh.
Not that one, because that one
got
was
that
not that good.
Okay.
It was quite good.
It's quite good.
It's quite good. Not as good as Shaun of the Dead, though.
Debatable. A bit more mainstream. Maybe not quite as...
I like Hot Fuzz. But no, this one, the other Hot Fuzz by The Killers.
Yep. Brilliant.
It's, I mean, all of the singles, all of the bloody singles on
Amazing.
this. You've got the names of the singles.
Yeah, well, Mr. Brightside, one of the biggest songs of all time, stayed in the charts forever.
Yeah, let me pull up the... So you've got Mr. Brightside, Smile Like You Mean It, Somebody Told Me, and all these things that I've done, which weirdly follow on the track listing from 2, 3, 4, and 5, were just all the ones they released, which is a bit weird.
Strange.
But I mean, you think Somebody Told Me, Mr. Brightside, I mean, that's school disco. Every single...
School disco, Smile Like You Mean It, school disco.
Just one of the best back-to-back indie albums of all time. It's regularly named as one of the best debut albums of all time. I just find it crazy that this is their debut album. And they released... So 2003 rolls round, and this band, which has never released a single, just released Mr. Brightside as their debut single.
I know.
And then the year after released this album.
All recorded live, I think. Well, they were all playing together when it was recorded,
right?
So it was as live. So got that real live energy. They were very famous for playing great live shows. So
yeah, they're well
that energy
known for
comes
that.
through on the record for sure.
And then album tracks, which are everything. It's one of those albums where everything could have practically been a single.
Oh yeah.
Jenny Was a Friend of Mine. On Top, with that kind of synth beginning with a
yeah, loves his synths. Big Pet Shop Boys family. So
glamorous indie rock and roll.
Glamorous
at the end, just incredible. Brandon Flowers, they got together in 2001, and he went out and bought Is This It by The Strokes. And was really depressed at the end because his new band, The Killers, were...
I'd be depressed if I listened to The Strokes. Cool.
Was just didn't find it to match up, so he scrapped everything they had done apart from Mr. Brightside and started again.
Wow, jeez.
And then wrote the rest of the album. But
that worked. That approach worked.
Yeah. So and have gone on to be one of the biggest rock bands in the world. Sell out
amazing live
stadiums.
shows. I mean, you can't deny that they're one of the most important bands of the last 20 years.
Yeah,
without a shadow of a doubt.
Played headline Glastonbury a few times.
Yeah.
Played
great back catalogue.
Yeah, and not just, I mean, this being
It's
their
consistent,
first,
you know what I mean?
album.
This obviously, this has got some of the best songs I've ever written on it, but this is the first of an ascension to the top of the charts because they've got multiple other great albums.
Yeah. Sam's Town after this is great. Day and Age, is it their third album? Then
Yes.
Battleborn, then Everything. Is it Everything? No.
I don't remember.
I can't remember the name of their most recent album. But yeah, just every
band.
album's so good.
Strange voice. Oh, sort of can't sing, but can at the same time.
Yeah.
If you actually isolate his vocals, very strange man.
Sounds incredibly out of tune.
But totally works.
And works amazingly well.
Yeah, great arrangements. Fantastic drummer.
Yeah.
Do not ignore that he absolutely smashes the shit out of things, but he's very technically sound and very mixes a whole load of stuff in with kind of traditional rock playing. He's doing all kinds of technical stuff, so really technically sound band. I didn't realise, but they've almost all left. It's only like him, like Brandon and the drummer, and they've just swapped the rest out, which I didn't know that. I thought they were all in, but they're not. Just confused me.
Yeah, because they
sometimes they are. Sometimes they play live,
and they play with so many musicians live to create the sound. It's
not sure about that one. I get sad when the original band isn't the band.
It is
anymore.
sad, yeah. But
amazing album.
Yeah, incredible album. One of my favourites. One of my favourite bands, really, and a band that I've never seen live.
That would be on the list. Maybe one day, mate.
Yeah,
maybe one day.
Had tickets for them once, but couldn't make it to that gig. Yeah.
Amazing.
The Killers, number one.
Well,
my number two,
fighting,
and Jack's number one.
Fighting for the top spot.
Here
I'm going to go with Ken's 2, my 1.
Shock horror.
There's always going to be American Idiot by Green Day. I got a lot of writing about this one, baby.
Got a lot to say.
Settle down.
About American Idiot.
Let's see what I will have time to say.
It's just rubbish American stuff, isn't it?
Is that right? Shit Iraq or something like that.
It's just rubbish.
7th album from Green Day. So it follows the disappointing sales of the previous album, Warning, which I actually have included as a really strong album. In fact, the song Waiting from Warning is on our playlist.
Great song.
I really thought that was a good album, but didn't sell well.
I didn't love that album.
All right.
I don't think.
Well, it was good.
It was okay.
It was good. So they were recording demos, lots of stuff. They master tapes of their new album, which they pretty much recorded. It's called Cigarettes and Valentines. Master tapes were stolen from the studio. So they sat down with their producer, Rob.
Probably.
He was there. Yeah, and the harmonica's gone.
Yeah.
They were sat down with Rob and went, is this our best stuff? No. Okay, we're going to start from scratch. Did a Brandon Flowers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So they subsequently, some of the tracks have come out. I still don't know if people know who stole it. I think it might have been another band, Jealous Band or something. So whole album scrapped, started again. 3-4 months writing. They began by crafting 30-second short songs and stitching them together.
Right.
Wrote Homecoming, which was kind of a rock opera kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they began to sort of, through that process, view songs more as chapters or movements. So Jesus of Suburbia was born. One of the best rock songs probably of all time, let's face it. Billy Joe, the lead singer, he kind of did a little bit of writing alone, went to New York, experiences there. New York. They kind of formed the basis of songs like Boulevard of Broken Dreams. I think he said something like it was about getting the hell out and fighting your own demons. So there's a lot of stuff going on in his head during the writing process.
Yeah.
So it is a concept album. So it's a punk rock opera. Follows the story of the Jesus of Suburbia, who's like a lower middle class American adolescent, sort of anti-hero. There's another character called St. Jimmy, who's like a punk rock freedom fighter. And What's Her Name, who's like his nemesis, basically. And it's a very political album, as we know. You know, it's kind of disillusionment, dissent, generational kind of anger at the Iraq War, political division, like confusion, television culture, kind of corporate entities swallowing up small companies.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff to digest in there that's all kind of conveyed through characters and narrative and so forth. But the kind of the end of the story, so to speak, is more left up to the listeners. Like, it's not a conclusive end or beginning. It's more an exploration of characters, basically, like, you know, their rage and love and rebellion and self-destruction. A lot of the videos mirrored that, and I think a lot of their personal lives mirrored that, because they were kind of weren't getting on at the time, and there was a lot of drug and drink issues, as there has been repeatedly for them. So a big mesh of stuff, but it turned out to ended up being one of the most important albums of ever.
It took over, didn't it?
It was just huge as a kind of a classic rock and roll, punk, pseudo opera thing. I mean, he said that he was inspired by Quadrophenia, so the Who, musicals, even rap, even band like Linkin Park. He quoted as someone that inspired him, Eminem. So there's a lot of stuff in there that is all mashed together, and it just sounds so great. They spent so much time on production, sound, the drums were recorded in different room sizes, and I think I read a thing that said Trey had 70 different snares.
Fucking hell.
For different parts of the songs. A lot of orchestral arrangements, like timpanis and bells, and it wasn't just dookie, a great pop punk album.
It's not a kind of garage pop punk album. This is high concept, high art, but still they found a way of advancing pop punk, which I don't think any band had really ever done. Thunderous bass, loud guitars. I think they recorded a lot of the drums on 2-inch tape, and then to compress it basically, and then transferred it to digital later on. I can nerd out about the drums because this album was when I started playing drums, and I started playing drums basically to this album. Of course, there was no way I could play this album when I started, but really, Green Day have followed my musical journey since this album. Then obviously I went back and realized they had 6 other albums. Isn't it crazy that this is so long in there? In their
they'd already
catalogue.
What people thought they'd already peaked. They weren't really selling. They were still popular. They were stars, but they weren't. They'd been around at this point
for, is it maybe 10
the
years?
90s, mate. Yeah, since the mid 90s. So they were already popular, but it just all came together perfectly at the time, and it just all worked out for them. I mean, I think in terms of production, it took them 10 months to record the thing, so they really spent time crafting it. And what I found interesting was they recorded in order of the song listing, which was kind of cool.
Okay.
It's the first time they've ever done that. Not many bands do that, just for kind of logistical issues and things. You don't always do that. It's like you don't always shoot a film in sequence because it just wouldn't work. They did. Billy wanted what he called a Beatles-like arc to their creativity, so he wanted to, from kind of conception to the end, from creation to completion, a kind of a real journey that you could trace. And I think in some ways they did achieve that. They recorded guitars first instead of drums, which is something the Beatles would do. They also really started partying. They were already the biggest band in the world. There was a lot of hangovers and a lot of drink and a lot of drugs, but all of that kind of comes together. I mean, even from a writing perspective, he said they abandoned kind of verse, chorus, bridge, a bit more freeing to write in kind of a bit more of a avant-garde way, and just kind of let these little short songs come out. And it's just a lot of work went into it, and it's evident because it's absolutely timeless for me. Song after song, are just brilliant. I mean, it was released September, charted 27 countries, number 1 in 19 of 27 countries, which is unbelievable. Sold 16 million copies worldwide at the time. Won Grammys, Best Rock Album. I mean, it inspired a musical and possibly a feature film, although Billy Joe's a bit iffy on that at the moment.
A touring musical that's still
going,
and was
this year
and featured
all around the world.
Newton Faulkner most recently,
amongst many others,
which is pretty cool. But it's a highly clamoured for position to be in that.
It's an intellectual property now. It's it's really viewed as a singular piece of art. The whole thing, when it went 6 platinum just in the States, sold over 6 million. And even the visual, I remember the American Idiot video in there in the warehouse, and all the green paint flows down. It was just so anarchic
amazing.
And rebellious and silly and tongue-in-cheek. Even their album artwork, blood-soaked fist holding a heart that's a hand grenade. Because of the lyric, holding on my heart like a hand grenade from She's a Rebel. It just everything about. I mean, I had the armbands, I had the posters. They were the first band I proper fanboyed over. And I don't think I've really ever done that for another band ever, like I did it for them, actually. The fact I bought so much of their stuff and spent so much time with them, I don't think I've ever done that for another band, actually. And it actually got mixed reviews, the album, which is ironic.
Yeah.
It's like, it went from masterpiece, from Kerrang, to like dud from other people. Some people just didn't get it. They thought it was a bit lectury, a bit bloated, a bit rack. Stop talking about Bush, because he would talk about Bush a lot live and stuff. And people were like, I don't want to be lectured. And I get that. But I think only one or two of the songs are overtly political on the album. The rest of them actually, it's hidden within the kind of the context of the song. And it won so many awards. I mean, it won 7 of 8 MTV Video Music Awards. Boulevard Breaking Dreams won Grammy Record of the Year. Kerrang named it Best Album of the Decade. Rolling Stone, I think, named it 22nd Best Album.
Right.
Multiple songs in the Best 100 Songs of the 2000s. Rolling Stones, it was in the Greatest Albums of All Time list, like accolade after accolade. So it was not only inspired me to play drums, but it was like the soundtrack of my youth. As I said, throughout the whole of this time, it was really when I was discovering who I was and dealing with things and issues around school and growing up. And this was not only kind of escapism, but it was like, this album was sort of my friend in a strange way. You know what I mean? It was like I would go to it, my inspiration, and you know, it just houses some of the best rock songs of all time. Yeah, I think, really, to be honest.
So
they're great live.
You
as
quite
well.
like it, then?
Not really into it. No, I don't like it. No, not much into it. Great live, and guess who's seeing them live? The boys.
Guess who's seeing My Chemical Romance and Green Day within
a fortnight of each other. Yeah,
well, I think it's 6
Might
days.
Even be 6 days. Wow.
Yeah. I think it's the Thursday and then the following Saturday.
Wowza.
So no, 8 days. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Amazing. They're great live. Saw them once, and
you've seen them,
they were brilliant. Saw them, Play Stadium, Emirates, and they were great. But looking forward to seeing them. Shame about the new album, which is rubbish, which is
absolute dog doo-doo.
Because of course we used 21st Century Breakdown as the theme for this.
Of
hence
course,
the name. Still a good album. Still like that album.
I like that album,
but it's not. It's not as good as this, but I won't have people say it's not a good album, because I think it is a good album. And it has some good tracks on there.
It's all right,
but it's sort of like the B side of American Idiot.
It really
basically,
is quite
you know
close
what I mean?
to American Idiot,
and
it's trying to be the
fine,
follow-up.
But after that, and then they did the triple album Uno Dos Tres, and then
whereas now they've just decided to give up and write shit.
They've just
mid 2000s kind of.
I admire their changing.
Pop rock.
I know Billy was on and off of rehab again and things, but it's this whole let's just scrap it and be simplistic. It's like
shockingly bad, that album.
It doesn't mean you don't have to write good songs. I know it's our opinion, but we both have. We followed their career like from the beginning, like at least subsequently I've gone back.
Yeah,
I know everything that they've ever done and can play a lot of it over the years. So it's like I can't deny I'm a little sad that they've taken this strange turn where it's like they're not memorable songs.
I mean, you wouldn't listen to.
I wouldn't listen to them.
Father of All, the new album, and think that Trey is a phenomenal drummer.
No, he's an amazing drummer.
He's an absolutely incredible drummer. And you listen to the new album and you wouldn't get that from that.
It's just emptiness. Mike Durnt, a fantastic bassist. Kind of lost on that.
Yeah.
Billy Joe's voice is sung through a kind of a megaphone. I mean, it's just that ain't going to make the Rolling Stones 500 greatest albums, is it? And of course, not every album you do is going to.
Not even the top 100 albums this year, I wouldn't think. It's shockingly bad.
There's a contingent of fans that think early Green Day peaked around album 1 to 3.
Yeah.
Then there's the later, which are like American Idiot is our mecca.
Yeah.
And then there will be some which view this album as the first good Green Day album in 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
Which is sickening to me.
But strange.
I mean, if this inspires you like it inspired Kenny and I, you go
Fair
for
enough.
it, girl, boy, other.
But
insert here. For me, well, I've ranted on about it, but the album meant so much to me, and I can't deny being a little sad about the direction they've gone. But,
yeah, absolutely.
But what does the album mean to you, mate? Because it was your number 2.
Well, to me, it means much less sentimentally than it did to you. I have to say, I was a late bloomer on American Idiot.
Okay.
I found it perhaps a little bit pretentious. Some of the issues that you have raised that some people have with it at the time.
I can understand that.
I found it a little bit pretentious at the time. I found it a little bit. I didn't really get it. The American Idiot, and I was in an anti-American kind of feeling with the Iraq War and being young and into politics and things like that. And I didn't really. I saw them as kind of just silly American rubbish, because I was silly, and then went back to it afterwards and realised how quite phenomenal that album is.
Yeah, sometimes a slow burner.
And I still do have not great love for the single American Idiot.
Yeah.
And I don't...
It's by no means the best song on the album. In fact, the song that I'm going to put on the playlist is Letter Bomb.
Okay.
Which is one of my favourite songs on the album, which is a superior song for me to American Idiot, actually.
Yeah.
In a similar vein, very fast, very punky.
Yeah. I mean, I would... songs like Wake Me Up When September Ends grated on me just because they were so overplayed.
Yeah. It was very overplayed,
Holiday and Boulevard of Broken Dreams, I've seen so many covers bands play them.
Sure.
But
that's nice in itself that they've worked their way into the sets, I suppose.
But, for me, Are We the Waiting, St. Jimmy, Give Me a Novocaine, She's a Rebel, are just...
Give Me Novocaine. To me, I used to learn that beginning that drum beat.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It was something quite... I couldn't get it right.
It's quite loose, isn't it?
Yeah.
But for me, and my pick for the playlist will be probably... Well, it's one of my favourite ever songs. It'll be Jesus of Suburbia. I think it's an absolute masterpiece.
Masterpiece from start to finish.
It's an absolute tour de force when it comes to songs that are approaching, 8 minutes long?
Yeah, long one, yeah.
But just keeps you invested
the whole time.
So that will be mine. Off of Hot Fuss, I don't know what it'll be.
Yeah, good luck with that one, mate.
I might put on glamorous indie rock and roll, I think.
Really, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You could have Mr. Brightside, but I mean, come on.
Maybe ones that not everybody hears every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah.
Well, with that, our lecture on American Idiot is done.
Yeah.
So, I'll be putting on Letter Bomb. You'll be putting on Jesus of Suburbia.
Yeah.
Then I'll be putting on My Celine from Reckoning Night by Sonata Arctica.
Okay.
And I'm Not Okay from 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge.
Yeah, I'm going to put on Numb Encore off of Collision Course and mention those two. And then the
singles, yep. First of the Gang, Morrissey, Accidentally in Love, Counting Crows, obviously McFly. Those are going to be my happy clappies.
Yeah, you've got some happy ones. I've gone slightly more sad in having Jesus Walks.
All about Jesus, you aren't you? Jesus this, Jesus the Suburbia, Jesus that. Is there something you want to tell me, mate? You've been stealing Bibles again from Pete?
I've been going over Pete's and stealing harmonicas from Bibles.
Yeah, Harmonicas and Bibles, the new album.
And Can't Stand Me Now by the Libertines and The End of Heartache by Killswitch Engage.
Wow.
Will be mine.
This playlist is turning up, baby.
That is turning up.
The 21st Century Breakdown of 2004. What are your favourite tracks?
What are your favourites
from the year 2004? Let us know. Rock Roll Up Pod on Twitter, Rock and Roll Up Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. You can find the playlist, can't you?
You can find the playlist.
You can type it. The 21st Century Breakdown RRUP. That stands for Rock Roll Up Podcast. Did you know?
Well done.
It's in the description box of YouTube, or we're going to put it on our social media platforms when the episode is out. Then the tracks will be added. Not before, because that will spoil it.
Yeah.
All right?
It would.
Sick of it. Okay? Stop going on at me. Leave me alone. Can you add them now? No.
Add them
Can you add one now?
Stop saying it. Jax, I will do my best to ensure that Jack doesn't add the whole of American Idiot to the playlist.
What's going on?
But maybe just for... Maybe for your birthday, we'll pop it on.
Maybe for shits and gigs. My birthday, the day that the Athens Olympics started. We've tied it up.
Yeah, there you go.
Well,
2004, baby.
2004 wrapped up.
It's in the mirror.
Where else can people listen?
They can listen on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, the Big Heads Media website,
cheeky SoundCloud,
And SoundCloud.
We only put one on and one off. We're a one on, one off on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for old eps, don't go there, you
Don't go
wally.
there. Don't go.
All right.
If you're on SoundCloud, why are you on SoundCloud?
Yeah. What are you doing? Why are we on SoundCloud?
Why are we on
Well,
SoundCloud?
apparently there's at least 10 people on there that like it. I'm up for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi,
Thank
SoundCloud
you.
peeps.
Thank you, people out there, for listening to us.
Thank you.
I've been Jack.
I've been Kenny.
I wanna be an American idiot.
Big time.